Hi, welcome to Vic and Vern Sports Chat. I'm Vern.
I'm Vic, and welcome to our Rugby Update Show, our weekly Rugby Update Show.
It's weekly, Vic.
Where you get to all the information from the Big Four, club leagues, Six Nations, internationals, even got Rugby Sevens today, Investor Cup, Challenge Cup, everything in the show, man. Everything in the show. Yeah, we're getting there. But first of all, we are at 41,551 subscriptions.
Master.
So we're doing really, really well. But we can only do this well because of you guys. So we would like to thank you all for the support and everything. Remember, you can like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and you can also join us as a member from now on. So, hey, the heart goes out to all you guys. Thanks a lot for making it possible.
Thanks, Matt.
Because we have hearts as the first thing, let's talk about the ladies first.
Aye.
Ladies first, as per usual. Let's talk about the women's Guinness Six Nations. That has been concluded.
Wrapped up.
And let's have a look at the results from the weekend, and then we'll let you know some more.
Oh, that was a tight one, Vic.
It was, but let's start off with Scotland against Ireland. Scotland beat Ireland 26-19, also in a good game of rugby. And then the big one, England against France. What a battle. It looked like England were going to walk away with it. And somehow the French ladies, they found a baguette there,
They turned up, Vic.
They turned up, yeah. And and then of course Italy and Wales, that was for the wooden spoon. And as with the men, the Welsh are just not that good at the moment.
Welsh rugby, doesn't matter for the men or the ladies, not doing well.
No, Welsh rugby is in a major crisis.
Major
crisis. But that's how it ended at the end. England did take the Grand Slam, didn't lose a game, they won all the games. So well done to the English ladies on winning the Six Nations.
They do dominate this competition.
Yes, look, I'll show you how they dominate this competition. If you look at the world rankings, I thought, I need something to uplift me this week, so I thought I'd look at the world rankings. We'll start off with the ladies. That doesn't uplift me as much. But, you have England on top, ahead of Canada.
Hey!
New Zealand, France, Ireland, Australia, Scotland, Italy, USA, and Wales. What's missing, my son?
Where the lady box.
They've been chummed, most probably. I don't know what's wrong with them. But here's where it really gets me going.
Isn't that nice?
It's beautiful. South Africa on top there, the Bokke, ahead of New Zealand, Ireland, France, Argentina, England, Scotland, Australia, Fiji, and Italy.
Where's Wales?
No Wales, my friend. No Wales. No, not good as well. I heard they're behind Namibia.
And Namibia's a mustard.
No, but yeah. So that's just to get the show started, the juices flowing, Let me just give you guys some little bit of information. Remember, likes, subscribe,
and
hit the notification button. You got to come right, man.
Sorry, man.
Let's get into the club rugby. There are 4 big competitions that we talk about.
Also 2 big ones and 2
let's go. No, well, the French is so good.
French is okay. Yeah.
So let's start out there. We're gonna start with Super Rugby
because it's super. Vic.
It is because it is super. Let's have the results from this week. A lot of these games are on this channel. The Crusaders. The Chiefs beat the Western Force 56-22.
Dominant.
But the try of the season was in that game for me. Mr. Harry Potter.
The magician.
The Western Force kicks off and he scores from the kickoff. The Reds against the Blues, 35-21. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Then a game we love, a lot of passion there with Moana against Fiji Drua.
The Island Pacific boys.
Beautiful, but Moana just a tick too strong for them, 34-15.
The Fijians always just do a little bit too much.
Yes, they're
just always too much.
The Highlanders were on they were the Lowlanders at this one. They lost 10-43 at home to the Crusaders. And the Brumbies lost to the Hurricanes 29-35.
That was a surprise.
No games this week. Yes, in this competition, sorry, Super Rugby. Yes, Super Rugby, of course, right. Super Rugby. There will be games this week. These are the games coming up this week. Every game is on this channel live this week. Every game will be on this channel live this week. Then let's have a look at the tables. Look, it's not looking good for the Fiji and Drua at the bottom.
I think they're out of it, Vic.
Highlanders, Blues, they got to come right. I think Chiefs, Crusaders, Brumbies, Queensland Reds should make it. And then it's a toss-up between the Hurricanes, the Force, the Waratahs, and Moana Pacifica. Let's see what happens there. But to let you guys know, the first game of the weekend will be this one live. The Blues against the Force. That'll be on Friday morning.
Yeah.
So join me for that. And then we're going to start off our beautiful rugby weekend.
Stunning.
Then we go to that other competition, the URC.
Oh, what a weekend that was, Vic.
If you're a Springboks, if you're a South African rugby fan, it was a great weekend.
Epic.
Let's have a look at the results. They cover us up. It doesn't make a difference.
We start off there with the Warriors against the Bulls, 1926. And what a game that was, Vic.
Good game. Good game of rugby.
All I can say is Jan-Henrik Wessels.
Unbelievable.
Huh?
He saved them with tackles, holding the ball up,
Hits.
monster hits, kicking grubbers, running.
He did it all.
He did it all. He looked like a combination of Brian Habana, Andre Pollard, and Eben Etzebeth all put into one. He just did everything, man. Then Cardiff. That was a surprise to me. I actually had Munster doing a lot better, but big win for Cardiff and a big loss for Munster.
I think Welsh rugby needed that.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Then all of a sudden the Lions decided to turn up against Connacht, and Connacht didn't turn up.
Didn't turn up. It was a fantastic display by the Lions. I thought a dominant display.
Yeah.
And we got a shout out to the referee.
Best referee. Well, I'm going to take our faces away so we do this lady justice.
Holly Davidson, absolutely amazing.
The best referee in the
US.
Northern Hemisphere. Ooh. In the Northern Hemisphere, she's the best referee by a country mile.
You hardly notice her. She does all the calls now.
Her communication to the players is clear.
Yeah.
She doesn't do anything stupid.
Doesn't try to be in the spotlight.
Exactly. She does a perfect job.
Yeah.
We need to clone this lady. Now the British, didn't they clone Dolly the sheep? We need to clone this lady about 8 or 9 times.
Yeah, she was really mustard, and we give the refs really stick on our channel. Vic gives them stick on the channel. If somebody does a good job, we've got to shout it out. And
you have the rugby player of the year, right? And the rugby young player of the year. You should have the ref of the year. It would be her.
That would be her in my eyes.
But let's get back to the fixtures, to the results quickly. And then the Ospreys hammered the Dragons 57-24.
The mighty storm.
And then, but listen here, the Dragons are just not strong enough, man.
No.
Then the Stormers destroyed Benetton.
56-5. Amazing game as well. Sasha dominated again. There were a lot of good displays. Even Roos played really well. It was a lot of good.
But the score is bigger than it should have been because Benetton had a few good chances that they just kind of screwed up 5 meters before the line all the time. But that's it.
That's the way it is.
Then maybe the upset of the round, or maybe it's not an upset if you look who Leinster played.
Yeah.
But Scarlets beating Leinster, no one thought that would have happened, but they did play a weekend squad.
Of course, because they do have the other Investec Cup.
They have the Investec Cup this weekend, so they were resting players. Ulster against the Sharks. I got to take this. I got to take the results away. I got to take the results away.
That was a crazy game. The Sharks did win at the end, but
crazy.
It didn't feel like a win.
You drove me home and I said to you, I don't even feel like we've won the game.
No.
I felt like we lost the game.
Yes.
The Sharks are...
But you've said it before. You've said it over 100 times in this program. The Sharks just do what they have to do. The really minimum, bare minimum.
It's hard. You know what?
It's hard watching them.
No. If you're not already a Sharks fan, if you want to become a Sharks fan...
That's hard.
It's hard. I don't think the Sharks win new fans of the way they play.
Oh, hell no.
Because they just disappoint you from A to Z, and then in the last second they pull it off. It's kind of like they're fucking like they're junkies, you know.
No,
they're like this, and then they get their shot, and then it's like woo, and then they do something. That's how they're like bloody drug addicts.
I would have put it more like they've got a toothache, and they start pulling out teeth, and then until they find the right one. You know, it's hard. Oh, that's not this one. Oh. And then at the end they pull out, and then you go, oh yeah, it feels a bit better.
Well, they're pulling out a lot of my teeth.
Fuck, that's crazy.
Watching the Sharks is like getting a kick in the balls every week.
It is.
But
they did win.
They did win.
I don't know how, but they did.
Then and then Tebre against Edinburgh, 25-25. That is a bad result for Edinburgh.
Yeah, I think
they also rest the players because they're also in the Investec Cup this weekend.
The Challenge.
Or the Challenge Cup or whatever they are in.
Don't rest players.
I think that's the result that might cost them the playoffs.
That's good. Possible.
Then this weekend there is no URC, but we'll look ahead to the fixtures for the second last round. Sharks got to win that one at home to Ospreys. Ospreys have got to win as well. Yeah. I mean, look,
That's a must-win games for all of them.
The only two teams that are not in here, Leinster against Tebra is a game that no one cares about.
Yeah.
Leinster's already qualified. Tebra is not going anywhere. Stormers and the Dragons, Stormers need to win it. Dragons have got nothing to play for. I think they send the juniors to Cape Town. I don't think they send a full squad down.
Yeah.
Save the money. But then you've got big games. Lions, Scarlets, Connacht, Edinburgh is going to be epic.
Big ones.
Benetton against the Warriors, epic.
That's gonna
Bulls
be...
against Cardiff, epic. I mean, Munster, Ulster. I see. A lot will be decided already in week 17, I think.
Yeah.
But it's going to a lot of epic games. So, talking about what's decided, let's have a look at the table. So, Leinster's through, Glasgow's through, the Bulls are through, and the Hollywood Sharks are through. Definitely.
Hollywood bed Sharks.
I just call them the Hollywood Sharks because they're fucking actors, man. That's the Hollywood Sharks.
Okay.
That's the Hollywood Sharks. They are like a bad copy of of Jaws, you know. Yeah. No, they are through because the maximum you can still score is 10 points, and you will see that even the 8th team cannot catch them anymore.
Can't catch them anymore.
So those teams are through. Looking very good for Cardiff. Looking good for the Stormers.
Cardiff have 2 tough games.
Yes. Scarlets, they came out of nowhere, but their win against Ulster did it for them. Then if we look at if I can get that, there you go.
The bottom half.
You see, Munster on 41. Look, outside chance, I still give Connacht, the Lions, I give an outside chance.
But I think it's too little too.
Even if they get 10 points, it might not be enough.
Might not be enough.
And that might not be enough. But I'll just put an arrow out there for you guys. The 2 teams in red, with the arrows, they're definitely not in the playoffs.
No.
They are gone.
Summer holidays.
They're on the summer holidays, definitely. So that's the URC. Then we've got to talk about that Gallagher Premiership. Well, do we have to? There we go, the Gallagher Premiership. That is also hotting up. There were some big...
That's a good result there for Sale Sharks against Saracens, 25-7. Good result.
The other Sharks.
The Guppies.
No, the Guppies play... these are the Sharks. The other ones are the Guppies.
Bath still very dominant, beating the Falcons, but the Falcons are the bottom of the table, 55-19.
Leicester hammering Harlequins 40-7.
Andre Pollard still playing, he's still mustard.
No, the Saints beating the Bears 48-31. And then this is embarrassing. How the hell do you get 79 points scored against you? The Exeter Chiefs used to be one of the top teams.
Yeah,
they are just
their
shit.
coaching staff has been put
to the sword.
Put to pasture.
All right.
Coaching staff of the Exeter Chiefs have been put to pasture.
So this is going to be the upcoming games. The Tigers will take the Sharks. Saracens will take Newcastle. Bristol Bears will have Bath, Harlequins and Gloucester. That should be a good one. And the Saints have a bye because they play the Chiefs. Because the Chiefs are just crap.
The Harlequins are not doing well either, man. For such a traditional club, doing very badly.
Then let's have a look at the table there. We get the whole. There are only 10 teams in the table. If you look, Newcastle, Exeter are horrifically bad. So they're not going anywhere in these playoffs. And Harlequins all the way up till I say Gloucester are still fighting for. Even Bristol are fighting for it. I think the top 3 will stay there because they've got the quality. That's just to let you guys know what's happening in the Gallagher Premiership. Got to name it correctly.
They're in trouble, that Premiership.
I got to make this advertisement stuff because my political advisor says to me. So subscribe, hit the notification button, and join us on the channel. Then we go to
the French.
To the French. To a little bit of Bordeaux wine and a baguette and a little bit of camembert.
Oui, oui.
There you go. Let's. So these were the results from last week in the top 14. And Racing beat Stade Française 49-24. Toulouse hammered Custers 52-6. Clermont beat Lyon 39-31. Good game, Bayonne against Pau 27-22. Montpellier beat Perpignan 19-13. Vaughan upset Toulouse. That's an upset, 29-19. And then Bordeaux lost.
That's also surprising.
Yeah, no, it's not surprising. Because they're all in the Investec Cup and stuff like that.
But Toulouse still hammered.
But no, Toulon is also in the Investec Cup.
No.
Toulouse is not in
the challenge.
Yes,
Toulouse is in the Investec Cup.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see afterwards. So that is the fixtures that are coming up next week. check out the fixtures that you like. I'm looking forward to Racing against Bione and Toulon against Toulouse.
Yeah.
That should be a very interesting. Montpellier against Bordeaux, also very good games. Check out the table there quickly. I have to do it like that.
The top big three are out there in the league.
Yeah, look. It's Bordeaux, Toulouse, Toulon, they are done.
Nobody's really fell off, even the bottom.
No, not even more. Everybody's still in. It's still an open race for everybody in the league. Then, we were talking about it.
Yeah.
This weekend is like the Champions League of rugby in Europe. It is the Investor Cup and Toulouse against Bordeaux.
That's going to be an epic one, Vic. That's going to be a great game.
That's a game. I think Leinster are going to destroy Northampton Saints. I'm going 50 burger here.
Okay.
I cannot see there's no one God's planet that Northampton beat Leicester.
Okay.
If I was a betting man, I'd put my house on this one. There's no way. Leinster are going to destroy them. I'm telling you, Leinster are going to win by 50 points.
Okay.
Then in the second division of the Champions League there, the Challenge Cup, you have Lyon against Racing, and on the other side you have Edinburgh against Bath. I cannot see Bath losing to Edinburgh.
But they do play, I think, in Edinburgh. So,
yes. And I will still go with Racing against Lyon here.
Okay.
I'll go with Racing against Lyon. So that is our French.
Totally uninteresting because there's no South African clubs there, man.
No, because they were cuck.
They were shameful.
Let's be honest, they were shameful. They disgraced our country.
Hell yeah.
Disgrace. No, it's a disgrace. It's a disgraceful appearance.
I mean,
then I got an email from one of our members saying, "Hey, Vic, can you just put a little bit of sevens rugby out there?" So I thought,
I'm not a big fan of the sevens.
I like the sevens at the Olympic. I watch a lot of sevens at the Olympic.
Yeah, we did.
But this weekend it is in Los Angeles, which is good because it's promoting the sport ahead of the Rugby World Cup that will be in America in a few years' time, after the Australian Rugby World Cup.
G'day.
So, and there are women and men, and we are not sexist on this channel, as at least not me.
No, not.
And so this is that's Pool A for the ladies: New Zealand, Canada, Japan, and Great Britain. As we saw, Canada number 1 and number 2 in the world.
Yeah.
I know England's number 1, New Zealand's number 3, so it's number 3 and number 2 in the world. There with the English ladies because they don't have an own team; they're playing to Great Britain. Then in the Pool B, that would be the Pool B. No South African rugby sevens team for the woman.
Sad, man.
Sad, so sad. This is at the moment the table, just to let you know what the table looks like. New Zealand out in front ahead of Australia, France, Canada, Japan, USA, Fiji, and Great Britain. Look, New Zealand, Australia just dominant in women's sevens rugby.
Yeah.
Then we go to the men. Argentina, RSA, France, and Great Britain are in one group. And in Group B, we have Fiji, Spain, Australia, New Zealand. Spain.
We saw the results of Spain actually doing really well.
Viva España.
We see.
And let's have a look at the table there. And Spain are the third best sevens rugby nation at the moment this year. Argentina, Fiji, Spain. If you'd ask anybody that's not a rugby savant, like me, you ask anybody and you said, who would be the top rugby nation? They'd all say South Africa, New Zealand, Australia, France. But no. Argentina, Fiji, and España.
Crazy.
Yeah. So that is a roundup of our stuff. Any other news you've heard lately?
No, not really.
I can't wait for us. About a week before the first international start, we're going to have a massive, big Springbok show where we're going to put together each of our teams that we think is the best starting 15 for the Springboks.
Yeah, that would be good.
With the split on the bench as well.
Yeah.
We're going to each have a go at that.
What split are we going for?
You can split whatever you want.
5-3. We take a 5-3 split.
You're going to go 5-3?
No, we do a 5-3.
No, I'll do 4-4. I'll do whatever I want. I might do a 1-7.
Okay.
I'll do something Rusty-esque.
Rusty-esque.
You know?
That would be cool, yeah?
Yeah.
We'd do something like that. And maybe like an all-time, in our lifetime.
An all-time Springbok 11 will also do...
We're not going so far back.
No, 95. Cut-off is 95.
Fine.
You have to have played at a World Cup.
Okay.
You have to have played it. So that'll be coming up very soon. And yeah. But
hey, join us on the weekend.
Join us on the weekend for a lot of rugby. I hope
Super rugby.
I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And do mail me if you want to have anything else on the channel. You know, if you want, I don't know, North Korean Rugby League or something like that. I don't know. We should actually do something on the Japanese again.
Oh, that was good.
I'd
like to do something on the American one as well, because that is up and coming. They're really pushing that American rugby, Major League Rugby.
Breaking news. There's going to be an Indian Rugby League now. They're going to try to do something like with the cricket. They want to do something like that with the rugby.
Fantastic stuff, man.
Fantastic. So maybe you still got a shot at a career.
I can play prop in India.
I was more talking about bringing them the drinks as the water boy. Come on. Did you seriously think I was talking about you getting a spot on the team?
Broke my heart now, man.
That's okay. But you guys have a great week. And we'll see you for the rugby.
Yeah.
Ciao, guys.
Peace.